So you're... I'm not going to talk over you. Okay? You may use a calculator for computation only. Okay? Alright, so we're at the point that we are going to use it for computation only. You still will need to show all of your work. So, a number sentence is a statement of equality between two numerical expressions. A number sentence is said to be true if both numerical expressions are equivalent. That is, both evaluate to the same number. It is said to be false otherwise. True and false are called truth values. Determine whether the following number sentences are true, and instead of false, it should say or false. Justify your answer. So, what would we do here PEMDAS-wise? Okay, we're going to take a separate piece of paper because obviously this is going to be a lot more work than just one little thing. And no, you can't just put it in your calculator. But what we can do is do this. I can do 71 times 603 times 587 is equal to 603 times 5876 times 71. I can take my handy dandy calculator and do 71 times 603, and I get 42,813 times 587. Now, y'all should know by now, if you just hit times, it will take whatever the last answer was, and I can do 587, hit enter, and I get 2,513,1231. Is that equal to the other side is what we're trying to find. So I'm going to do 603. And yes, you could do it all in one shot in the calculator, but that's not showing your work. So 5876 times 71 is 417196 times 603 is 251. Oh Lord, did I put it in right?
Oh no, you're going way back.
I forgot the 6 where?
The 5 and 7.
Alright, so let's see. They say I'm gone wrong. So 71 times what? Okay, 71 times 603 is 42,813. 42,813 times 587 is 25131231. Correct? You should be doing this along. Okay, number one, get rid of the funny glasses. Okay? And you should be doing it in your calculator also. And if you can't see that, then you need to get closer. And you chose the wrong seat. Okay then. Then I did over here. We could go down and I can check. I've got 5876 times 71. And that gave me 417196 times 603. And that gave me 251,569,188. Are those both true? No. And here I had down before that they were. So what happened? Oh, this is what you're saying. My bad. Maybe I can't see the paper right in front of me, huh, Allie? Alright. 251569188 on both sides. That means it's true, so I'm going to write true. Now, if I'd written true, if I hadn't shown my work, I would not get credit. Okay? So, I'm making your life easier in some ways, but you're not getting out of showing your work. Got it? Alright, let's look at B. We've got 7 plus 9 squared is equal to 7 squared plus 9 squared. How many think that that's a true statement? How many say true? Raise your hand. How many say false? Raise your hand. How many don't know? Don't have a clue? Well, think about it. 7 plus 9 is how much? So that would be 16 squared. Do you really think 16 squared is the same as 7 squared and 9 squared? Okay, so what's 7 squared? 49. What's 9 squared? 81. What's 16 squared? Anybody know? 32. That's 16 times 2. What? 256. 16 times 16. 49 plus 81? 130. Does not equal, therefore is false. Okay? Alright, let's look at C. 4x minus 5 is equal to 4x minus 5. Who can tell me, just looking at it, that it is true or false? How many say true? How many say false? How many don't have a clue? See, and by now you should be able to see that one. When you take 4, you distribute the multiplication. 4 times x is what? 4 times negative 5 is what? So you should have seen that. And there's no way that that can equal that, is there? No. Nope, not equal. Okay? So that one is false. Anyways, that was a fun little thing. Define your variable. Now we're going to have multi-step. Okay? Write an expression for each side of your equation. Distribute to get rid of the parentheses. Combine like terms if they're on the same side of the equal sign. Get variables on one side of the equal sign and numbers on the other. Inverse operations. Undo addition and subtraction first. Then undo multiplication and division last. Check your solution. Make sure you have answered the questions. So we'll start out pretty easy. And I will go this way instead. And I've got 4, this is number 1 example, 4x plus 3x equals 560. 4x plus 3x gives me 7x is equal to 560. Divide by 7. I get x is equal to 560 divided by 7. I got to get to clear. 560 divided by 7. You may use a calculator for that. 80. So really all you're going to need is a 4-function calculator at this point. Okay? On your computers, you have an app with a TI-84 on it. So the computers, if you got a Chromebook, it has this on it. Okay? Well, can't help you there. Got to get that signature. Okay? Oh. Well, but you've got to have a 4-function calculator on your phone. Okay? And that's really what I'm saying is you can use a calculator at this point for the computation. Okay? That doesn't get you out of anything else. So here I'm going to put x is equal to 80. Let's try this one. A. 2r minus 6r plus 8 is equal to 40. So, you know, we did things similar to this already. We're just kind of taking a little baby steps up again. So I'm going to combine the like terms. 2 minus 6. Opposite signs. So 6 take away 2 is what? And what's the sign of the larger? Negative. So there it is. But you could have done 2 take away 6 in your calculator and found out it was -4 now, couldn't you? Okay? Alright, plus 8 equals 40. Subtract 8. You get -4r is equal to 32. And yes, I want you to show your steps. Do it as an algebraic equation. Don't be going over here and doing -4r is equal to 40. Bring it down, okay? Now we're going to divide by what? -4. And that gives us r is equal to, if you don't know, check it. But my suggestion is that you do it and then check it in the calculator. You should get -8.
Oh, I did it backwards.
Okay? And this is where a lot of you have been making mistakes with them integers. Okay? Alright, let's see what's on the back page for us. Looks like a lot of fun. I know. You guys just don't find the same things as fun as I do. This is fun. If this isn't fun, I'm telling you, you need to think this is fun.
This is so fun.
It's boring? Alright, example 2. 2 times 4x plus 3 is equal to 46. We're not even to the hard stuff yet. 2 times 4 is... Uh-oh. Come on, autofocus. 2 times 4 is 8x. 2 times positive 3 is plus 6 is equal to 46. Subtract 6. 8x is equal to 40. Divide by 8. By the way, your Algebra 2 teacher I hear up at the high school's just changed everything on you. Now they don't want you to divide by 8. They want you to do multiply by the inverse. So, but we're not going to worry about that. That's several years down the road. You'll have a much better comprehension of that after you deal with fractions all this year. X is equal to 5. If I told you the high school class is easier than this class?
No.
It is.
What are we doing?
You decided to take advanced math in middle school. Okay? If you took advanced math in middle school, you're supposed to be the advanced math student, correct?
We did the same thing on the other classes.
No, not here. Alright, here we go.
Not here, but my last year.
So if I was to check this, 2 times 4 times 5 plus 3 is equal to 46. Got to do what's inside the parentheses first. 2 times, that's 20 plus 3 is equal to 46. 2 times 23 is equal to 46. 46 is equal to 46. All I'm doing is checking my answer, people. How quickly you get lost. Okay, let's try some more. A, 5x plus 3 times x plus 4 is equal to 28.
I have a request.
What's that?
Yeah.
Slow down?
Yes.
Yeah, please.
Okay. I'll eat an M&M in between. How about that?
3.
Okay. I only have mini ones, so they don't last very long. They're the itty bitty tiny things. Okay. So, next step. 5x. I need to take my 3 and multiply it times x. So plus 3x. 3 times 4 gives me, so plus 12 is equal to 28. I'm going to eat an M&M. All right. First thing, listen. If you do this in between every time, then I'm going to keep going fast. Okay. Trying to give people time to get caught up. That doesn't mean you have time to just, Okay. You want to combine like terms. We've done this. 5x plus 3x is 8x plus 12 is equal to 28. You're going to subtract 12 from both sides. 8x is equal to 16. You could use your calculator for that math, and some of you need to use your calculator for that math after what I've seen.
X equals those.
So then divide by 8, and I get x is equal to 2.
Why does it make them look so difficult when it comes out with little baby numbers?
Okay. I'm going to check it. 5x plus 3 times 2, be quiet please, plus 4 is equal to 28. So do what's inside your parentheses first. 2 plus 4 is what? 6 equals 28. Then do 5x plus 3 times 6 is 18 is equal to 28. I mean, it's just take it step by step. Subtract 18. Bring your 5x down is equal to, some of you need to use your calculator here, 10. Divide by 5, x is equal to 2. Yes, that's true, right? I could have stopped when? I checked it wrong. Nobody caught me. What did I do? That's correct. Very good. Okay. Here's your real check. 5 times 2 plus 3 times 2 plus 4 is equal to 28. 5 times 2 is what? 10 plus 3 times 6 is equal to 28. 10 plus 18 is equal to 28. 10 plus 18 is 28. Therefore, 28 is equal to 28. It's a true statement. There's your check. So you have to substitute your x everywhere it is, or your value for x. No matter if it's in the equation 4 times, it's got to be substituted 4 times. All right, let's move on to some word problems. It says 3 angles of a triangle are represented by the expressions 3x minus 14, x, and x plus 4. Now, whenever they've given you a figure, draw it, people. Do not try and do it without drawing it. Okay, so they've given me a triangle, right? They're telling me the three angles. I got angle number 1, angle number 2, angle number 3. Now this is an equilateral triangle. Obviously it isn't an equilateral triangle because otherwise two angles would be the same. Not that you know that, but that's what I drew, okay? So I'm going to say angle number 1 is equal to 3x minus 14. Angle number 2 is equal to x, and angle number 3 is equal to x plus 4. How much does all three angles inside a triangle equal to? You should know this by now. 180 degrees, yes. So it does tell you that, though. Recall that the sum of the angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. So now I know the total is 180 degrees. Write an equation and solve it. So here we go. I've got 3x minus 14 plus x plus 4 is equal to 180. All three angles total 180 degrees. They want to know. Now, remember, this is the question. It says solve for each angle. So when we solve for x, are we solving for every angle?
No, we're solving for...
No, you're only going to get angle number 2. So you're going to have to do some more work before you get the other ones. Okay? Now remember, put your invisible ones here so that you don't forget they're there. Okay? Here we go. Combine like terms. We got a 3x plus 1x is how much? Plus 1x. So I've got 5x. And if I was you, for starting, I would do this in two different steps. Take away 14 plus 4 is equal to 180. I wouldn't try and combine the two different things at the same time. To start with, you need to take baby steps before you run, okay? So now, you've got 5x and nothing to combine it with, so you're going to rewrite it. Negative 14 and positive 4. So we have two numbers that have opposite signs. What are we going to do? Take the larger, subtract the smaller, keep the sign of the larger. 14, take away 4 is what? Negative what? And what? And you're going to keep the sign of the larger, which was your negative sign. So there you go. Is equal to 180. So now, I mean, you do these all day long, don't you? Come on, you've been doing these. Add 10 to both sides. Please, Allie. Shh. Okay. Bring down your 5x. Add 10 to 180. You get 190. Divide by 5. X is equal to, what do you got? 38. And this is where I'm saying you can use your calculator for the computation. Okay, you got to show all your steps, you got to show all your work. Okay, so I know that angle number 2 is equal to 38, isn't it? So what am I going to do to find angle number 1? What? Plug it in and evaluate it. 3 times, what's x worth? 38 minus 14 is equal to, at this point, 3 times 38. Can I do that all in one step in this calculator? Yes, 3 times 38, subtract 14. What is it? Okay. So now over here, you're going to have to do what? 38 plus 4, which is 42. Now, how can I check this really quickly without having to go back and do all the algebra because replace 38 in for x? How can I check this really quickly? Very good. So that would be the fastest way. 100 plus 38 plus 42, and you get 180, and you know then that it is correct, okay? All right, so I'm going to put it on over on my paper. Number 1, I'm going to answer the question was 100. It doesn't matter what order is, because you would have to have them. You'd have to have one that's 38, one that is 42, and one that it was 100 to get the answer right. Okay? We're almost there. One more. We're going to try it together. Okay? Alright, write and solve an equation. Only an algebraic solution will be accepted. In other words, you can't figure this out in your head. Alright, you got to show your work and do it algebraically. Sam's father is 3 times Sam's age. The sum of their ages is 56. How old is Sam's father? So what is the total of their ages? That's something we already know, right? All right, so the total is equal to 56. What was our question that we needed to come up with? So, question is age of father. Okay? You could write that any way you want. What did they tell us about what's going on here? So, what can we base that 3 times off of? Whose age? So, what do we make our variable? But what does x represent? Very good. No. Who said? Sam's age, right? Is what you guys said? Okay, so we've got Sam, and if we let x represent Sam's age, the father's age is based off of Sam's age, because they told us it was 3 times Sam's age. Does that make sense? So whatever they base the other one off of is where you make your variable. So let x equal the Sam's age, okay? So now we've got what? We've got, how much is Sam? X. And how much is his father? Is equal to how much? 56. It wasn't that bad, was it? Okay? So remember, put your invisible 1 there, just so you don't forget it's there. I'm telling you, when you're just starting out, that 1 will elude you, especially once you get it in a big line of stuff, okay? So you got 1 plus 3 is what? 4x is equal to 56. And what do? Divide by 4. And I get x is equal to 14. So how old is Sam? 14. How old is his father? 3 times 14, which is what? 42. Let's see if it works. 14 plus 42 is equal to 56. We're going to do a check. 14 plus 42 is what? 56 is equal to 56, isn't it? Okay, so we know that, what is the sum of how old is Sam's father? 42. Okay, now, all this work should be attached when you turn it in. But this is obviously not your work you're going to do for tomorrow. Hey, I will point out, clause. It says again, show your work on separate notebook paper. Only put your answers on this cover sheet. I have plenty of paper. If you need to take some home, you go right ahead and help yourself. Okay? No, that's your note. But your work from yesterday's due. Don't forget to turn that in. Your notes? Of course I would. That's what your notes are for. Yes, but... Yep, that's your work. I would like you drawing your answers. What? It's alright. Nothing bad.
You have to re-record after second period?
Yes.
Record like 15 extra minutes?
Yes.
Record like a whole class.
Make sure you put your homework in. I remind you guys every day and every day. Did you get one? No. That's because Caleb is holding on to them. Oh my goodness. Logan was wanting to do everybody's work tonight.
Yes, he is.